Hey guys, welcome back to Owlchemist Tarot, serving tarot straight up. Please ignore the hairdo and everything else that's going on. I was cleaning and then, I got the strong urge to go pull cards. So I'm going to do a pick a card, which I don't do these often, but I feel drawn to do it. So I'm going to be doing 2 decks of oracle cards and then I'm going to be pulling some tarot cards. So just take a second or two and kind of whichever one that you feel the most. Okay, this is deck 1 and this is 2. And just take a minute and whichever one you're drawn to or feels the most stronger to you, that's the one that maybe you want to listen to. Now, you can listen to both 1 and 2 and just take the messages that kind of hit home in your situation. I always tell people, don't force the message to your situation. It's either there or it's not, okay? All right, so, okay, I'm going to start with 1. And I have shuffled a lot offline, but I'm just going to go ahead and do a couple shuffles. A shuffle or 2. If you guys have seen the Goonies, the truffle shuffle, if you will. Not lifting up my shirt, though. So, you can just... Cool. Okay. Oh, that's not the right deck. Sorry. You can tell that I'm not used to doing these because I'm like trying to grab things that I'm not supposed to. Okay. Like I said, I've shuffled pretty extensively. Okay. First card that came out is Enlightenment. And then we got the Knight of Pentacles. For some of you, you might be a little stuck or you might be going at a snail's pace. I'm saying that because the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight. If it was the story about the tortoise and the hare, the tortoise is yours truly right here. I feel like for some of you, the Enlightening card, and this is a beautiful sailboat kind of sailing into the Milky Way, into the sky, into the galaxy. Almost kind of like the Hangman energy. There might be some stagnant energy, very slow movement forward, but it's really asking you to take a step back and learn some critical skills that you need to understand and know along the way. Sometimes when we compare ourselves that we're not moving quick enough, because sometimes people think that speed and quickness equate success. That's not always the case. There's a rhyme and reason why you're going at the speed you are. Now, and I always tell people, this is a journey. Your creative process is a journey. Your life is a journey. Your business is a journey. Your career is a journey. Everything about you is on your own time frame and own timeline. So it's really wise to not worry about what anyone else is doing, just to focus on you. There's some like I said, there's critical skills that you need to learn along this journey. And I think for some of you, because maybe that's how you learn best is hands-on, that this scenario hasn't come yet, but it will. It's going to set you up so you have a better understanding of like the overarching perspective, but you also are going to have a clear line of sight because you've done all the work along the way. Hopefully that makes sense. Now, for some of you, this can certainly be like a business, a creative process. I feel like a lot of you might be night owls. Like you're staying up late. That's where you maybe think you do your best work. And that probably is the case. I'm a night owl. I get more creative in the evening time. This isn't a process that you can force. But one thing I will tell you is that you need to ground your energy because there could be some blockages. And maybe like you're all over the place in your head. You're thinking about 20 different things and you're not able just to ground and calm yourself and just let things be. If you try to force it, so I'll use this example. If you lose something and you like get fixated on where it is, like where the hell are my keys? Where did I lose this necklace? And then the second you forget about it, you don't even put any time or energy. That's when you remember where it is. It's kind of the same concept. This is asking you to take a slow and steady approach because there's things, again, that you have to learn on the way. Second card is taking risks. It's this beautiful falcon or hawk, and I really don't know the difference between a falcon or a hawk. I'm sure it's maybe the size. I don't really know. In the desert, okay? We just talked about having kind of like a higher perspective. Usually when the hawk or a falcon, you know, shows up, it usually just talks about like leadership. It usually talks about flying high, having a different line of sight of things, right? So these types of predators fly high so they can see and swoop down on their prey, right? Taking risks. For some of you, this is kind of a catch-22 because with the Queen of Pentacles is earth energy. So, you know, this doesn't mean that you have to be the zodiac sign, but it's just maybe the characteristic you're pulling or that's somewhere in your chart. Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. Earth energy is very grounding. It is a very, you know, kind of mild type of energy, meaning that things are happening the way that they're supposed to, with the exception of maybe a Capricorn. Capricorn is very gung-ho. Libra likes to control a lot of things, and Taurus is like, don't rush me to do shit, okay? And that's very high level. Don't, you know, there's a lot of great characteristics for all earth energies. So the Queen of Pentacles is a very strong business person, very smart about money, finances. And I think for many of you, this is stability in its essence, stability. And it's like you're having this push and pull because part of you wants to move quicker, you know, even though you're not, you want to move quicker. You don't necessarily know everything that you need to get done or how to do it. So you're kind of learning as you go. But like you're pushing against the stability and what you know is familiar, and you don't want to go against the grain because like it's a steady paycheck. This could be you're starting your own business and you're like, you know, look, I know I need to build, and I know I need to go, and I know I need to do, I know I need to sell and create, but I also need to make sure that I'm still present for the steady paycheck that I'm getting. And it is a push and pull. Now, I've heard some people out, you know, in the wide world out there, especially on the internet and on social, where you'll have entrepreneurs will say, quit your job and just do your business that you're trying to grow. I don't feel comfortable doing that. I would never tell anyone else to do that. I'm a realist. Like I think you definitely need to be playing it smart. The Queen of Pentacles is not someone who makes any decision on a whim. Never, never. This is not a real fun, like I love change happening in my life energy. This is like I like to control the change. I like to know what's going to happen. I want to know the path forward, and I don't want any surprises. So for some of you, you're in this kind of like crossroads between really taking a risk and putting yourself out there compared to slow and steady, what is familiar, and what's comfortable, right? You don't want to rock that boat, and I get it. Last card is the Gateway and the Ten of Cups. The Gateway, so beautiful mythological creature, the unicorn here, okay? And it's this literally coming out of a wooded area into this amazing, you know, sunny, green, lush type of valley, okay? And it almost reminds me a little bit like when Wizard of Oz, when you see the color of the Emerald City. The thing is with the Ten of Cups, this is true happiness. This is stability. This is, you know, creating the life that you've always wanted to. It's really heart fulfillment. The Gateway is saying that a lot of times what we really want is on the other side of fear. I'm not saying with that just, you know, jump ship and say F it, and I'm just gonna, you know, be smart what you're gonna do, right? But this is like magic is in the air. Synchronicity is in the air. You're aligning to your true purpose, your true path. And the path that you're meant to be on is easy. You don't have to fight so much. You don't have to push or chase. It comes naturally. It flows to you effortlessly. The Ten of Cups is a massive ending. An ending because you've created everything that you've wanted to. A lot of this is aligning to that. However, when we get stuck in the ego and the fear, that will take lead, and then that puts more, you know, plants more seeds of doubt in our head. For a lot of you, there is so much abundance, prosperity, happiness, love, stability. You just have to find the courage to actually jump and take the plunge. Now, Do it at your own pace and do it your own way. Don't do something or go faster because somebody else tells you to. You have to find within what is going to work best for you, your lifestyle, what you're going through right now, your professional sphere, you know, the bills, all the realistic things that you have to deal with on a day-to-day. Do what feels right. But also understand that you need to push yourself out of your comfort zone. Because if you choose to stay too comfortable, you won't take the risk that is needed to find the path and go on the path that's actually going to give you everything that you've been asking for. So take some thought. Take some time and think about that. Okay. All right. Let's do pile number 2. 2 to 2, 2, 2. Okay. Got it. Okay. First card that came out, and this can be more of like our mental, our thoughts. It's helpless and hopeless. That's kind of a dire card to go out of the gate with. Pile 2. Again, I feel like for some of you, you might, this might be where you feel a little stuck. You feel like you're only given 2 options, right? There's only option left or right. And you can see it's kind of like this person just stuck looking at the sun between the mountains. There's light on the horizon. It's just like overthinking what you're going to do. I always tell people, you're always going to land in your feet. And you're always going to get to the point where you're meant to. Even if you think you take the quote unquote wrong direction, I don't believe that. I really believe that you're meant to do that. And you end up on the path you're supposed to. Yeah, would we all like to choose correctly the first time go around? Yeah, sure, but that's not how life, that's not, hey, that's not what's happening here, okay? Sometimes life throws you a curveball. You got to learn to be flexible. You got to learn to course correct. You got to learn to get out of your own way. What this person may not realize is that there's actually another path. This guy can go straight. Yeah, the train might not be super smooth. It might be a little bit more work, but I feel like for some of you, you're forgetting that you have the ability to create your own path. 5 of Wands is conflict. You know, it's almost like unnecessary conflict. Banter, arguments. It's kind of self-destruction when it comes to like your energy and the best use of it. For some of you, this can be that you are arguing with other people. Excuse me. You're arguing with other people. Maybe there's people in your life who really feel strongly that you should be doing a certain thing. Live here, move here, do this. This is the greatest degree that you need to get on. Why aren't you doing this? First of all, it's your life, FYI. For some of you, this is internal struggle. It's creating all this internal conflict that now you've are paralyzed. At the end of the day, 5 is change. Sometimes change is not very easy to deal with, okay? And for some of you, this is forced change. You're forced in a new direction. That maybe loss of a job, okay? That you're forced in kind of this new reality. Some of you, there's change at work and there's a shift in your position and you're like, what? Why do I have to go to that team? Why do I have to go to that department? They're the misfits. I don't want to do it. For some of you, this is looking and taking a step back and playing this to your advantage, not to your detriment. At the end of the day, you have the power to make the choice. You can choose any direction you want, ultimately. But also, the sun is in the horizon. There is a better scenario on the horizon. Simply Love is the second card. And then 8 of Wands. You know, for some of you, I do think that this is choosing what you really want to do. There are times in life, and a lot of times it's when we ignore spirit or universe, or whoever you resonate with, they've been kind of pushing us to go in a new direction, to push us to go into lane B, and we're so damn stuck in lane A because that's what we think we want. We don't know best a lot of the times. Your higher self does. And your ancestors do. Your guides do. And this can be that you are now forced to make a decision, and one that you may not want to because you're not ready. It's not the right time. I have to get all these things done first. Sometimes that's not how life works, right? This is the time to take a step back and, number one, your heart chakra, and ask yourself, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want to do? Where do you want to live? What is a career that you really is going to make you happy every day? It's not going to feel like work. What are the relationships that you want to continue to have in your life? And which are the ones that shouldn't probably be there? I think for a lot of you, it is coming to an understanding of what you want. And I bet you haven't asked yourself that. I have to tell you, a couple years ago, I had to do the same thing, and it was hard because I couldn't answer at first. And that made me frustrated because I should know. I thought I knew. This is opening yourself up to possibilities and dream big. Swing for the fence. Because when you really tell the universe what you want, and then you let things say, hey, I'm going to let it fall where it goes. I've told you what I want. I'm going to do my part. I'm just going to let things happen the way that they're supposed to and unfold the way that they're supposed to because I'm aligning to what I want. It's already there. You just have to align to it. That's when the Eight of Wands happens. Faster forward movement. Plus, you get excited because you're like, okay, now I do know what I want. I sure as hell know what I don't want. I know what I want. So now I can start putting action behind those things. And when you're passionate and excited and happy, that's when things start to actually manifest quicker. Embrace. Embrace the possibilities. Embrace anything and everything. I think for a lot of you, you guys are stuck in your own head and what you really could become because you doubt yourself. You're saying, oh, no, I couldn't do that. No, there's no way. Yes, there is a way. If there's a will, there's a way. And if you want it, you align to it. And if you don't know how to do that, there's tons of resources and practitioners and materials. I'm a big proponent of Abraham Hicks, but you don't have to be. I was talking about the heart chakra earlier, and I just noticed this in this card. You see this heart, and it has roots coming out of it. This is telling the universe, this is what makes me happy. This is what makes my heart burst open. And it's going to be different for everybody. This is a general reading, right? The lotus flower, which to me, that's the first thing that came into my mind when I saw this, kind of like the lotus. It shapes the leaf of the lotus right behind him. And it's almost like the crown chakra opening up. But to me, the lotus flower is one of those that will grow in the yuckiest, dirtiest water, but it's the most beautiful flower. I think for a lot of you, you need to realize that you have so much creation in you, within you. Your ability is there. Don't forget that. Just because you hit a little obstacle doesn't mean that everything's gone to hell and to shit, because it's not. Embrace the possibilities and the opportunities that can be available. The Devil card came out right underneath that. For some of you, you're not able to embrace fully because you're tied down. There's things that have power over you. For some of you, it's ego. For some of you, your vision is clouded, or you're clouded because there could be some type of, addiction. There could be, maybe, and it could be anything. It could be eating too much. It could be drinking too much. It could be maybe tapping into recreational drugs. It could be exercising too much. It's too much of something. Thinking too much. Doubting yourself. The Devil card is really asking you to find the light within you. It's not about covering the shadow part of yourself. It's embracing it and learning how to live above it. It is learning to make sure that it doesn't have control over you. It's learning how to transmute negativity into positivity. That's what this is. And for a lot of you, this is something that you feel, well, I always get told no when I go for a job or a promotion in my company. I always get rejected when I put my resume out there. It's always something like that. Here's the thing. For many of you, it can be a simple thing of reaching out to somebody who can help you. And that's asking you to be vulnerable and ask for help. Help me fix my resume. Help me network better. Introduce me to new people. There's a lot of things in your life that you have power and control over, but there's something that you feel it's binding you down. No one has power over you but you. I really feel like pile 2, you have so much opportunity. There's so much waiting for you. You just have to say it. You have to get out of your own way. For some of you, and I can't stress this enough, I always say this on lives and you know, even in some readings, if you've been thinking about doing therapy to kind of heal and work on some things that are deeply rooted, this can help you. Yeah. Your guides are waiting for you. You have to connect. They can help you. For some of you, that's kind of like the comfort you need to remind yourself that you're not alone. Okay? Guys, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I feel a little out of my element doing pick a cards, but hopefully you like it. Please leave a comment. Let me know if it resonated. You guys have a great rest of the day, and we'll talk real soon.